بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now the OSPF will only exchange the updates. Now how they maintain the neighbor relationship, like the router A is having a neighbor relationship with router B as well as router C, right? And we can verify that by using show IP OSPF neighbor. That's a command. And this neighbor relationship is maintained based on the hello messages. Like by default, the router A will send out a hello message or hello packet to the router B for every 10 seconds, which is the default. So default timer for maintaining the neighborship is hello seconds. Like just like you have your neighbor, you say hello every morning. That's a kind of default neighbor to maintain the neighbor relationship. Similar way, the router A and router B will exchange the hello messages. Like the router A will send to B and the router B will send to A for every 10 seconds by default. And let's say due to some reason, let's say the link fails or the router goes down or some problem, then the default, the maximum time it is going to wait is 4 times hello, means 40 seconds. So after 40 seconds, the router A is going to remove this information, the neighbor relationship from the neighbor table, and it will start forwarding the traffic from the alternate route. So that is what we call as convergence time. So the convergence time is nothing but what if the best route fails, assuming this is the best route. If this route fails, then the maximum downtime will be 40 seconds, and after 40 seconds it will start using the second route. And again, the OSPF maintains the incremental updates, like the next update will be sent only whenever there is a change. Again, I'll come to these updates, incremental and periodic update differences in OSPF. If you just want to verify the neighborship, we can use show IP OSPF neighbor command. And here you can see the timer here. So this timer will help you. You can see 37, 36, 35, and then 34, 30. And then after 31, again, it will go to 39, 30, and then 39. So which means this timer indicates that, so whenever I receive a hello, again, it will reset the timer to 40 and then 39. Of course, you don't see 40 over there normally because of the faster hello. So basically 38, 37, it will increment. It will go on. Once it reaches 30, again, it will send hello. So that's the reason this timer will never go to 29. But let's say if I shut down the link, so what I'll do is I'll go to router 1 and I'll shut down this link, any one of the links, interface S0/0/1, shut down the link. And if I verify show IP OSPF neighbor, of course, when you shut down the link, it will remove that neighbor completely because the interface is down. But let's say due to some reason, if this router goes down or some issue on the other side, then it's going to wait for the timer before it starts using the second route. And of course, I don't have any alternate route here. So you can see the entry has been removed when you shut down the link. Maybe I should have shut down the opposite side interface. Let me try that. So if once I make this interface up again, you can see it will start sending the hellos. The hello process will start, and you can see the neighborship is up, and you can see the loading to full, the interface. And if you verify the neighborship is up once again. Okay, you can see what I did is on the router 3, I removed the OSPF, and you can see the timer here. Basically, you can see the timer here goes to 27 again, because opposite side on the router 3, what I did is I removed the OSPF, and you can see the timer goes like this. And once it becomes 0, it will remove the entry from the neighbor table, and it will start using the alternate routes anyway. So this is what generally happens at the back end, how the OSPF is going to maintain the neighbor relationship, and that is purely based on the hellos. So if the interface fails or the router fails, or if you remove the OSPF, anything happens, basically the router is not going to receive the hello messages, and based on that it will remove the neighbor entry from the neighbor table. And one more thing we need to know, the convergence time, the updates. By default, the updates will be incremental. Incremental means now the router B has exchanged its database, links to database during the exchange state, and during the loading stage, they have exchanged whatever the additional information required. Now they don't exchange again. So there is nothing like periodic. Periodic will be there for 30 minutes. I'll come to this. So the next update will only come whenever there is a change. So whenever this router, let's say if it is connecting to a new router and it will start receiving the new LSA, then this router now it will send out this LSA to its neighbors. So that is what we call as incremental updates. So the updates will be sent only whenever there is a change, whenever any new router is added or any specific network changes happens, like the interface goes down or any specific network goes down, something like that. And apart from the incremental updates, OSPF also maintains, like this is same common in EHRP or OSPF. This is more like similar process, incremental updates, whenever there is a change. But with OSPF, there is one thing is it will also do periodic updates for every 30 minutes. Which means, let's say the router B sends this information about some LSS, let's say some LSA about 20 dot network, let's say, just an example. It has sent somewhere around, let's say 9:30 p.m., let's say. And after 30 minutes, again, it will send this same information after 30 minutes, like around 10 p.m. again. So like that, there will be a duration of sending the periodic advertisement for every 30 minutes. So every router is going to reflood the same LSA for every 30 minutes. Okay, that is a default timer. Okay, even if there is no change, means even though there are no changes occurring here, but still it will reflood the same advertisement after every 30 minutes. That is a default. But again, you might be thinking, okay, so if that happens, then that will again increase the convergence. But again, the timer will be separate for each LSA. Like, let's say about this network, it has flooded around 9:30 p.m. Maybe some other maybe sending 9:45, like that. So the timer for each LSA will be different. So there is no common timer like that. So basically, you don't need to really worry about the overload process in general. Okay, because normally many people just assume, if there is a LSA reflood for every 30 minutes, that may increase the amount of CPU utilization, but that is not like that, because every LSA timer will be different and it will automatically reflood for every 30 seconds. So this is again the default behavior.